I'm back out on the red Revolt today. And lovely it is too. It's cold today. I got fooled into believing that the weather would be warmer because the sun's out. But I'm in short sleeves and I'm regretting that decision. So the red Revolt's been off the road for about 3 weeks now, which has been quite frustrating. Second time I rode the bike, the gears started jumping, which I know does happen with new bikes. Handlebar tape started to come off, and then about the third or fourth ride, it developed some play in the bottom bracket, and I thought, well, that's a bit more serious. I better not ride it until they've sorted it out. And so I rang them. And this is where the problems arise with the Swansea Giant store. I mean, they will fix it for you. And they'll fix the bike, no questions asked. So from that point of view, you can't fault them. Their service is fine. And they'll give you all the helpful advice you need and spend a bit of time with you when you're there. And that's fine. But the downside is when you've got a bike you can't ride, and they'll say, okay, we've booked you in 3 weeks' time. And you go, 3 weeks? And I go, yeah, it's best we can do, sorry. And then, always, it's happened 3 times, maybe more. So I always say to them, look, I'm coming from Bridgend. I don't want to come and drop it off and come back. It's a long way. Can you do it while I wait? And they always say the same thing. If you can get it here first thing in the morning, and we'll make sure it's the first job of the day, put a note on it, you're going to wait for it. So you get there as the doors open at 9 o'clock. In fact, usually I'm waiting outside when they open the door. So you get there as the doors open, and it makes no difference at all. So you give them the bike, and they say, give us your number, we'll give you a ring when it's ready. And you say, no, I'm waiting for it. And they say, oh, I don't know about that. I might be waiting a long time. I've got a lot of work on today. And then you say, yeah, but I phoned ahead and asked. And one of them even said to me, oh, I can see that, but I've got a bike in the stand. I'm not taking that off to get yours on. So this time my wife came with me. And we dropped the bike off at 9 o'clock as they'd asked. And we went down to the beach. We had breakfast and we went for a walk. And then we went back to the store and it still wasn't done. And then we had the whole issue of, well, it's an online purchase. And I say, no, we came here, we picked it up from this store. We went to the store and they didn't have one. They said they could get it, but I wasn't sure at that stage. So we went home and made the decision, and rather than drive back to Swansea to say yes, we'll have one, and wait for them to get one in, we just did a click and collect. Whew. Thinking it would be the same thing, but it isn't. So they kind of give you the impression they're doing you a favour, servicing a bike that you didn't get from them. It's bizarre, really. Anyway, enough complaining. It's a lovely bike and it's great to be back out on it. And I'm loving the one-by drivetrain. Weird, really. Because now, when I go out in a blue one, which is a 2-by, it just seems all unnecessarily complicated. And I know you've got less gears, but I feel like I've got enough. And I've mentioned this before. When I raced bikes, we effectively only had 6 gears because we had 5 on the back and 2 on the front, but we used to run a really close 48-52 chain set. So really, there was no cross-chaining or anything like that to worry about. So you used to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, onto the big ring, 6, and that was it. And in total, if you did decide to use them all, you had 10. And I've got 11 on this on a 1-by. Quite a lot of them have gone to 12 now. I didn't get the 12 because, well, I'm a cheapskate. It was a good deal on this because it was last year's model. And that was the only difference. And I didn't think it was worth spending nearly £1,000 on one more gear. The other difference is this bike's got 45mm tyres. Max's Rambler is same as the other one, but the other one has got 40mm. And I didn't think it would make a difference, but it does. And my first instinct as an ex-racer was to change them out for narrower tyres. But being a heavy bloke, I quite like the idea of being able to run them £10 lower in pressure. The bike doesn't feel as responsive when you kick on the pedals. But once you get it going, it just seems to roll along really nicely. And the dropper seat post, well, I haven't really figured that out yet. But overall, am I happy with my purchase? I definitely am.